So I am on a marina on the west side. That's Jersey behind me. But I'm going to be real honest, it's hard to get out on the water every day. Really having a hard time doing that. Technically floating, so I am on the water. But it's a strange thing for God to ask me to do this and to wonder why it is He's asking me to do this, because I just want to take some time and talk about the strange things that God does. He asks us to do very strange things. He asked Ezekiel to build a model and lay siege against it of Jerusalem and Judah, and then lay on his side for hundreds and hundreds of days. And he was fed there, and he went to the bathroom there, and he could not get up, literally. And I just want to share a story of a time where I was a teacher at the time, and God was on my way to school, and God had asked me to encourage everybody that I spoke to that day. And what I found, I thought, well, that's interesting, but what's that look like? I have 25 kids per class, 7 classes, lots of kids in the hall, teachers. What does that actually look like? And I agreed to it. And I decided that I would, in alphabetical order, encourage everybody in my classes. So when my classes came in, I explained to them what I was doing and why. And I'd say, so therefore, Anna, I've always appreciated this about you, and you're very good at this thing. And Chris, I really, and I just went on and on and on. And then in the hallway, I decided that I couldn't just encourage every single human in the hallway. So if they didn't, the rule was if they spoke to me or made eye contact with me. So I kind of would, it was exhausting. So I'd walk the halls with my head down, and suddenly somebody would say, oh, hey, how's it? And I'd just be like, ugh. And I'd turn around and I'd look at them and I'd say, George, this is the thing that I really appreciated about you. And I remember even at one point I was in the office and somebody walked in and I said, nice hat. And I thought, well, that doesn't count, so I gave them better encouragement. And this really was absolutely exhausting. And by the end of the day, I think I had encouraged the waitress, my mom. I talked to her on the phone at one point. And at the end of the day, I just wondered, God, what was that? I mean, there had to have been at least a couple hundred moments of encouraging words. And then the next morning I went into work, and I went in early, and somebody walked in and they gave me some very discouraging words. And it that one moment totally erased the hundreds. And in that moment, God was like, this is what I'm talking about. And what He showed me was that hundreds and hundreds of encouraging words can be erased by just one discouraging words. The power of negative words and discouraging words. And that was just a moment when God said, I just need to show you this thing. And I don't know what this moment is. I don't know what it is, but here I'm on the water. It's incredibly beautiful. I'm going to do some B-roll here. Just beautiful. Incredibly beautiful here. It's pretty hot. I've got my dog with me. He's finding the only shade here. And as you can see, I'm sweating. It's at least 100 degrees. So there you go. I don't know what that does for anybody, but God's going to ask you to do some crazy things, and I think you should be obedient to it. Well, I know you should be obedient to it. My advice is always be obedient. I mean, here I am. I'm out on the water. You know how hard it is to get out on the water every day, especially in a city you're not from, to somehow get out here every single day. So a little luxury boat coming by. I need to somehow hitch a ride with them one of these days. But there you go. Just don't be discouraged at all. Don't let that stuff change your mind. If it seems weird, it's probably from God. The stranger, the more powerful sometimes. So just be obedient to it, and that's what this is about. This is an obedient thing. I don't know what I'm doing out here. I couldn't even tell you what I'm doing out here, but I'm out here. He sent me out here. This is day 4. I think I got about 10 times this to go. Well, there you go. I'm going to get out of this heat. I know my dog's wanting some better shade than this. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. If you feel called to support this channel with Patreon, that link's below. Most important part of this channel, we take prayer requests. So don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.